And happy to have with us our very, very first inaugural guest, Robert Robinson. Everybody say hello.
Hey everybody, it's good to see you, or not. Anyway.
Right? Hey, and we got some people popping up already. This is fantastic. So we have a lot of things to get through tonight in just one short hour. And, you know, Robert and I have a bunch of videos lined up for you that are going to be totally interesting. We think that it's going to be totally interesting for you all. And we're hoping that it's going to be totally interesting in a lot of ways. As performers, it's really important that we have the opportunity to look at other performers and find out what is that magic sauce. We know when it hits us. But how often do we give ourselves permission to do that on stage and be that free and be that open and speak to the true nature of our spirit when we are on stage? Often there's a lot of distractions. There's, you know, preparedness. There's, if you're singing a band, it's the band, or if you're singing solo, it's, you know, the atmosphere, or if you're singing in an a cappella group, it's you're dependent on other people. How do we stay in that zone and really connect our humanness to other people's humanity? And this is really the key thing. And Robert, you and I were talking about this quite a bit, you know, in our preparation for tonight. It's really elusive to be in that place where you just let your spirit soar. How does that feel for you when you're on stage?
You know, to be completely honest with you, it is a little nerve-wracking every time I get ready to do a performance. And I know some people don't believe that because I've been performing for so long. They were like, you know, how are you nervous? How is that? But you have no idea. I get, my chitlins are everything within me is shaking. And but I kind of use that energy to like push myself into it. And then once I get into it, the power of what I'm doing, and I start thinking about so many things. I start thinking about the opportunity that I have, about the fact that I don't want my instrument to just go out and not really move somebody, not really draw them in. So it just causes me to feel and be more sensitive to everything around me. Even like I start listening to the mood of the piano. I have a piano player that is like second to none. He is incredible. And I start getting in tune with him. And within like 10 minutes or so, you know, I'm ready to take over the world. But it's taken a number of years for me to get to that point. But I think we should all, as performers, find that mode and get into it. There's almost no way to really describe it because you can't touch it. You all you can do is feel it, and that has been something that over my years of working with choirs and groups and soloists, that is what people are most afraid of. They're afraid to feel, and if you don't feel, you will constantly run into a brick wall that says, I can't do it. I can't do it. But the bottom line is you can do it.
Mo, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Thanks. Rookie mistake. Isn't that a paradox that in order to heal, we have to feel?
Right.
And we can't really go to that place of being accessible or vulnerable or real and keep that realness, serving up that realness that we seek when we're in the audience. We seek that from the people that are on stage. When we're on stage, why is it that we are so shy to reveal that part of ourselves? This is a question.
Right. When we know exactly what we're looking for, when we go to a performance, you are really not looking for a quote unquote performance. You are looking for a moment.
Yes.
Like whoever that is on stage has found you where you sit, and it feels like they're penetrating your very soul. That's what you pay your money for. It is not all of the extra drama, the bells and whistles. They're all cute to look at, but you're looking at a moment, an intimate moment where whoever that artist is bringing something that reaches and touches you. That's what you want. And so you as a performer have the responsibility to think of yourself now as that same person up on stage. I want to be able to find that person.
Yes.
Even if it's only one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the whole group doesn't shudder and shift and jump and fall in the aisle or whatever the situation is. If you could just find one.
That's it. One heart, one set of ears.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yes, indeed.
Well, how about we jump in and find one of those moments right now? If everybody's ready for it. I know I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it?
I was ready.
All right, here we go. We're going to jump in with our first performer for the night, the wonderful and incomparable Judith Hill. I just want to let everybody know this is her mom playing piano and her dad playing bass.
Well, we're going to keep this funky energy going. Put your hands together, y'all. Yes, we're going to turn this into a jamming in the basement party at the Little Beat Studios. This is where the club's at, y'all. Put your hands together. Yeah, you're feeling real good tonight. Come on. Woo. Call Uncle Baby. He at the magic stuff. And when we get it all going, we be locked in and zoning. We jamming in the basement all night long. Jamming in the basement till the police gone. And we're going down. We're going down. Just off the bus. Yeah, we're going down, down, down. We're going down, down, down. Thank y'all.
Ah,
Woo!
yes.
Makes me want to go to the basement.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
What are some of the things you loved about that?
First of all, the freedom of it all. I mean, we won't even get into the musicality of it. The freedom that, number one, that they all were expressing, even down to the very last point where they were like, you know, all those hits were like, they were just waiting on her to jump. You know, like, what if you had jumped ahead of time? It would have kind of messed up the groove, but they were so in the groove till it was just like breathing. You know, it was great. I really, really enjoyed all of it. I loved the background singers who started moving even before they started singing. You know, they could feel it. They were,
Right?
and if they didn't feel it, they realized that it was their responsibility to feel it.
Yeah.
So they just started, even before they ever opened up their mouth for one note, they were
Right?
in it. They were in it. And I think that's what music is supposed to do for us. It's supposed to make us feel. I don't ever want to be in a performance on stage with people, no matter who they are. I'm not talking about GNU. I'm just talking about people in general.
Mhm.
I don't want to be on stage with people who don't feel. I just don't.
Yeah.
I really, really don't. Because I kind of depend on that even more than I do notes. Because sometimes you're hoarse. Some days, even if you're not hoarse, your voice just doesn't do what you want it to do.
Yeah.
But if you can still feel it, that's all that really matters, because
Absolutely.
that's that moment when you begin to feel, that's the moment that it transcends to that person in the audience, and they'll feel it too.
You know, that's so true. And that observation that you had about, you know, the background singers just really being into this moment before the moment even started. And I've often said, like, you know, being on stage for me, half the excitement for me is feeling how cool it's going to be to share this thing with other people that don't know what they're about to experience yet. You know, we only get to have that experience for the first time once. But when you've prepared as a performer and you've covered all of this emotional territory that goes with the preparation of the song, that investment of self to such a deep level, that feeling of I don't have the answer to everything, but I have what I have, and I'm willing to share all of what I've got, creates a certain excitement for me that when I go out on stage, I'm just like, I can't wait for you to feel the way that I feel.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's a real thing.
Yes, it is.
That's a real thing.
Yes,
So now you're also you've directed choirs as well. So, you know, when you say, I don't want to go on stage with people that don't have that feeling, you know how hard it is to harness that freedom and abandon in a bunch of individuals that usually come to a choir because they don't want to necessarily be soloists, and they rely on the collective for safety, for a sense of safety. What do you think are some of the things about bringing people past their barriers when they're singing in an ensemble that you've experienced?
I think as a group, it really is it's so solo. Even though you feel like you're hiding behind 20 other altos or 20 other tenors or whatever you might have, even though you feel like you're hiding, you're really still a soloist, whether you like it or not. And
I agree.
I say that because when you are on stage and people are watching you, they see the ones that get into it, And then they see the one who's too afraid.
Mhm.
They see the one that's too scared. That and they can see them getting in their head and not doing it the right way. But those individuals that want to go with the flow, want to move and groove, they start to say something to the audience that the person that's standing stiff and still can't say because
That's
they don't
right.
feel it yet. They don't
Yeah.
feel it yet. Or whatever they feel, they're afraid to unleash it and let the chips fall where they may. I used to tell my choir members, I was like, I want you to move, even if you're moving in the opposite direction where I'm telling you to move. I want you to move anyway. I need you to move. And
Yeah.
eventually, all of those people that used to struggle with timing over years, I didn't say over rehearsals, over days, over years, they began to like feel the groove. They would just be grooving after rehearsal. They'd be grooving all the way home. Sometimes they'd be texting me or emailing me the next day talking about, Robert, last night I just felt something that was just so powerful. And that's rehearsal.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
rehearsal. I
Right.
mean, and if you can do that in a rehearsal, that's half your battle. Getting on stage with people
Yeah.
is, yes, that's another level. But still, if you can start to feel that in a rehearsal, oh my God, you can be unstoppable. You can be,
Absolutely. Without question. Without question. And it does take a certain amount of trust and safety, but then it also takes a certain amount of faith,
yes,
to be able to just, like my mother used to say to me, sometimes the best mode of transportation is a leap of faith. But that's what it takes. You can prepare all you want, but at the end of the day, you just got to know that I'm going to jump and you don't need a net.
Mhm.
So speaking of that, like this is a perfect segue into our next video, which is the incomparable, and I mean incomparable, Kim Burrell with Whitney Houston and doing a duet. Now, this is Whitney when clearly she could not sing the way she used to sing. And she's singing with, Kim Burrell, of all people, who is gracious enough to leave her a lot of space and create a lot of safety for her on stage as a co-singer, as a co-performer, and have their moment. And this is one of the most touching performances. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to come from that place where that core of who you are lives. So let's enjoy this next performance. I hope everybody will enjoy this as much as I do.
As I lay me down, heaven hear me now. I'm lost without a cause. After giving it my all, winter storms have come and darkened my sun. And after all that I've been through, who on earth can I turn to? I look to you. Ooh, I look to you. Hey, after all my strength is gone, in you I can be strong. I look to you. I look to you. Hey, and when melodies are gone, it's in you that I hear a song. I look to you. Hey, yes I do. Hey, I look to you. Hey, was about to lose my breath. I know I'm fighting back. Sinking around. not gonna make it. I understand. But now in my head, I look to you. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I look to you. Yeah, yeah. When my strength seems to be gone, when it seems to be gone, in Him I could be strong. Hey, I look to you. Oh, I look to you. Yes, yeah. Oh, my sister. Yeah, yeah. And when the melodies are gone, melodies are gone, gone. You, I heard a song. I look to you.
Yeah. How about that?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
It was. It was. I just appreciated Kim Burrell, and there's so much that I love about Kim Burrell, and then there's so much I get frustrated by Kim Burrell, but nonetheless,
Right.
I love that she kind of set it up for her, and she was there to back her up, which she knew that if she were in her prime, or if her voice were stronger, she would want to do all of these types of things. But because it's, that part of her voice was gone. It was literally gone. So she just made that performance a real moment on the stage, and then for people too. I mean, it wasn't about respect because she hadn't sung a note, but really, and when they opened the curtains and they saw who she was, everybody was on their feet.
Right.
I mean, the woman hasn't even sung yet. What are you standing for? Sit down, but
right. But this goes to speak to the idea that as a performer, not only is it just about the performance, it's about the body of work that we've carried in the past, but it's also about being transparent about our journey as a human being, that people want to actually champion you once they know more about who you are, if you've revealed that to them.
That's very true. That's very true. People have a sense of, they tend to have a little bit more grace. I know that there's some hard-nosed out there, don't get me wrong, but they have a little bit more grace, and they're willing to ride the storm with you because they realize life is a storm, and had it not been for grace, they could be in your situation in some form or another. So your average person will ride the storm with you, and they want to see you be open and willing to share. Like, there are times when I get on stage and I'm fighting something, a head cold, a throat cold, it's too cold. I don't know. whatever it is, I'm fighting it. And it's like all I can do to get the notes out the way I want to get them. And sometimes I tell the audience, and then sometimes I don't. But
Right.
I've noticed on those opportunities when I've had a longer show and I'm really stressing trying to get to it, I tell them, you know what, I'm really struggling tonight vocally, trying to get these notes out. And you know what, when it's over with, those people come to me and tell me we didn't you have any idea.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have cared even if you didn't hit one.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for them. They might have, giving me the big boot, you know what I was saying?
They might have been sitting there judging.
They're right. They might have, like, they get the hook like they used to do on that show, big hook, and just drag it off.
Yank.
But I think you're right that, people really look for that transparency. And it's hard to show as artists. It is just so difficult to show that part of you. But once you're willing to release it in some way or another, there are people out there that are dying to find that level. They're looking for it for themselves. So
Right.
that's why they get so overwhelmed when they see it happen to you. They see how that revelation about yourself transforms you, and they want to be transformed just like you. They do. They want it.
They do.
And they get the courage to do it once they see you do it.
Do you think that people have more forgiveness when they see that vulnerability and there's, if we try to put up a falseness of perfection, which we try to put up our best performance all the time,
right.
But if there's not enough of our frailty or the edge of our frailty in that, then people have a tendency to shut down and start looking for you to impress them rather than for you to connect, or their connection. They want to see themselves in you.
Yeah.
I
I do agree. When our humanity is a little on the crazy side, if you don't say anything, then we kind of like expect perfection. But the moment they can feel that you are going to be transparent about something, a lot of people, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people will begin to like, oh, wow, I'm going to ride this journey with them because I know what it feels like to want to and still not be able to, you know what I'm saying? I can't deliver. I know. And then they become a champion for you. They're like rooting for you. They're like, oh my God, she just did an extremely wonderful job. I just can't believe it. And she said she was sick. She said she had a headache. I know when I get a headache, I don't want to be bothered with anybody, but on and on it goes. It gives us all that liberty that we're looking for, that freedom to be able to express ourselves when we're down, when we're hurting, when we're in pain, no matter what's going on. Sometimes it's just when we're scared.
I think people love that signal of, here's a person that pushed through, because everybody wants to feel like they have the capacity to push through. And they love those symbols and those examples of that. And as performers, we have that opportunity to bring that to the people that need it. And that's usually the people that are watching.
You bet.
Now, speaking of pushing through, we're going to go to this. This is a video that you picked, and I love this video. I couldn't believe it when it was on the list that you sent me. It was like, yes, definitely going to be on the list tonight. We're going to go to this gem of a beauty. Are you all ready?
to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and to run where the brave dare not go, and to right the unrightable wrong, and to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star. Ooh, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this. Hey, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable star. Yeah, and I'll always dream the impossible dream. Yes, and I'll reach the unreachable
Oh my.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I know.
I
Every
just-
time I see that, I'm like,
yeah, you miss those types of spirits on earth. You know, you just miss the presence of what they bring. And it's so honest. His vocals are so honest and so on point, so impeccable. It makes you want to hate him and love him all,
I know, right?
Time. Yeah.
I know. Like, what would we do without Luther Vandross,
Oh, my
having
God.
led the way?
Yeah.
I love his eyes, though. He just looks, when he sings, he looks. He looks like he's seeing things. He's seeing you. He's seeing life. He's so open
Yeah.
in that way. And his voice is like, it matches. Like, there's no disconnect between what I see, what I hear, what I feel. It all comes together at a point.
Yeah. And everything else becomes background.
Yeah.
And, but
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can get so, sometimes specifically in some of the styles of music that I've done, gospel and some R&B and stuff like that, it look like the instrumentation just takes over and you become a background singer. I mean,
Right.
even when you're leading the song, you feel like a background singer.
Right.
So for this whole presentation to really feature him and allow him to take the forefront, I mean, he just grabs your attention the minute he says to dream. The moment he says,
Right.
he's like, okay, I'll dream with you. Let's go. Where we go?
Right.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I also really love that not only could he own the entire orchestra, but at the end, the unreachable star, and he brings it back. Like, you would expect this star, but it's star. And in the middle of that held note, he just turns it into something even more delicate.
Yeah.
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 I mean, these choices are amazing.
Yes, and he knows how to use a microphone.
Oh yeah.
A mic is your friend. It really is.
Yes, it is.
And he also knows his own voice, so that if he wanted to stylistically, he could just take it away, even just because he doesn't have enough voice for it.
Right.
In that case, I think he had enough voice. He just wanted to create that effect
Mood.
of a star moving out into the night and it disappears.
Yes.
So he was creating a sense of imagery with the way that he was singing the song, and I love that, because I try to do that myself.
Right.
When I'm performing, I want to create something that people can take on a journey with them, and in the end they feel like they've gone somewhere special, somewhere beautiful, somewhere to take them for just a few minutes away from a reality.
Or deeper into a reality that makes you feel like you can handle it.
Very sure.
Now,
very true.
I want to just take this little segue. Earlier, we said something, about trying to keep up with the band when the band is like so hot, like you get buried. Now, this next example that I want to bring up also is like, we're going to talk about this afterwards, but we're going down the gospel train here now, and we're gonna.
It's all my fault.
It's your fault, and I love you for this, because it makes me makes me want to go to church. I'm just telling you that this particular, like, I'm a bass player, as you can see, and people might be able to see because of all the basses on my wall. But I got to tell you, I am nuts about a tight band, and this next clip features not only a super tight band, but a vocalist that owns the band, even though the band is so incredibly hot. Like, it's just one of, like, this is a gem. This is a gem, this one here. And I'm really happy that we're going to be looking at this. All right, here we go, everybody. Buckle up. We're going in. Yeah. So there's that.
What can you say? What can you say? What can you say? How I long to sing like that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I know, right?
Oh my goodness. It just seems like she has no top.
I know.
She's no top at all.
It's like another
Woo.
key change, just
Yeah.
throw it on in there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now that, like, so much going on, a full band, a full choir, a lot of vocalists in your soloist, and still so much space.
I mean, that's something specifically R&B gospel singers are guilty of, is not creating enough space. I had a music teacher one time that said that the absence of sound is just as important as the presence of sound. And
Yes.
so that is not just a cue for the band or the singer, the backup singers. It's a cue for the vocalist, the lead vocalist too. You still got to give your song some time to breathe before you get busy with it, before you take them on a journey. You got to give them space to think about what you just got to do through doing, you know, and the journey that you're taking them on. You just got to give them time to get on board. If you go too fast, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not ready. I got to get my stuff packed. I'm not
A
ready.
little too busy, right?
All right, too busy.
You're running for the train.
Too busy too soon.
Yeah. Pack a lunch. This is going to be swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, she's
listening to
amazing.
her. I grew up listening to her. I mean, she's like the same age as I am, but she comes out of a family of singers. Like her sisters, all her sisters sing, and I mean, they don't just sing; they sing like
They sang.
they sang just
They
like her.
sang.
And it's just incredible to see that, you know, even when she was a young tot, you know, just a tot, you know, her mother she was so little, they would stand her up on tables and give her the microphone, and she would just powerhouse a song down, just
Right.
as a baby almost, you know.
Right.
Incredible. And it did to see her come to the point. That's from her first solo album, her very first one.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I think she's wearing like braces in that clip.
Yeah, she is.
She's
With no shame.
you know, she's like that's just tremendous. I mean, it's amazing what can happen to us in our development when we are surrounded by people that give us permission to fall, to stand, to move forward, and keep championing us and applauding us along the way.
Yeah.
And that's something as artists we need to take in and turn up the volume on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You can't do it. I was going to say you can't do it enough. There is such a thing as overkill, but most people are afraid of the other side of the spectrum. They're just so underkill till it's like, I just don't know. I just can't. And I really just want to eliminate that word out of the scenario altogether. You just have no idea what you're really capable of doing if you don't give yourself the opportunity to try.
Or even just to play.
Yeah.
You know, we judge as we do, which is sometimes our problem. You know, we don't give ourselves permission to try and fail, and that be okay, because you know what, that note's gone, there'll be others.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there'll be others.
We automatically say, I can't do that. I can't sing that high, or I can't sing that low, or whatever the case is, and you've never tried. So how?
Or I can't do that run.
Right, or I can't do that run. It's specific. I mean, like that was the queen of one. Her and Kimberly, they're like the queen of runs. You know,
right?
So it's like, we're not going to ask you to do that. We're just asking you to do this over here.
But Robert, like, what is a run except like a couple of notes sung really quickly?
That's right.
You know, if you slow everything down, it's just one relationship from this interval to that interval with texture on it. And then you practice them slowly, and then you get them more and more up to speed. If you're too fast, you go back to the last speed and up and up and up. And before you know it, you've got arpeggios that you can just improvise all over the place.
All over the place. And use them in songs sometimes that you think they're not supposed to go in, but all of a sudden you just feel like throwing them in there. So you throw it in.
Oh, there it is.
And then there's another moment that happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to another moment. Like, I've got 2 videos I want to show left, and we've got 8 minutes left of our session. So I want to show this one because I also want to get to a video of you. as
Oh,
our last one. So I probably will wrap this one up a little bit early just so we can get to you. Are you ready for this?
not so much, but yeah, go for it.
All right, we're bringing you now to this beautiful person, Pamela Mann.
God provides. Why do I worry about my life when you come to my rescue 1,000 times? Every other voice is a lie. God provides. God provides in ways I can't explain and can't deny. The little that I have, He multiplies. Just when I feel He won't show up on time, God provides. He'll come through when the clouds of doubt rain down on you and test everything you thought you knew. Now you finally see what God can do for you. So tonight, close your eyes, there's no more need to fight. Watch God provide. God provides. It's hard to say when there's no food to eat, or what you feel that life will be. And will this be another year of misery for me? But my faith can't survive on just things I see, and my feelings can't control my destiny. See, God, I only want what you believe for me. So tonight, close your eyes, there's no more need to fight. Ooh, watch God provide. Tonight, close your eyes, there's no more need to fight. Hallelujah. Watch God provide. Come on, let's give him some praise. Has he made any ways for you? Has he done anything for you? Has he opened any doors? Has he opened any windows? Oh, you can praise him better than that.
Yeah, how about that?
You know what I love about the beauty of what she just did was she really told a story.
Yes,
She told a
a
story.
human story.
Yes, from the very beginning. She didn't get so over the top with it runs and and trying to hit the top and do it to the bottom, and trying to do all of the vocal ease that I know she's able to do. But she put that on the back burner, and she made the song strictly about the message. And later, she didn't wait until scream until the song was almost over. Then she let them have it. But in the very beginning, it was so important for her to get the message across, that she took out all of the frivolous stuff that is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes it just isn't what you need. And
Yeah.
singers think that because nowadays you hit the radio button and everybody's doing a riff and a run and holding a note or hitting something that's 3 octaves up, and you say to yourself, I can't do any of that.
Right.
Then next, not me, I can't do it. And so you forget the fact, or not think about the fact, that there are some messages that just need to be given just as they are. Just give it purely, naturally from your heart. And it will, if it's from the heart, it'll reach the heart. That's something that my mother used to say years ago when I was
That's
a
so
kid.
true.
So,
That's absolutely so true.
mm,
So, speaking of that, now I know that we've got probably 2 minutes left. I need to just ask my person that's running this, can we go 2 minutes over? Is it possible to our producer in the back channel here?
You bet. Take as much time as you need.
Oh, fantastic. We're just going to run
No
a
more
little.
than 5, please.
We're just going to run a little bit. We're just going to dial back that clock about 3 minutes, because we've got some beautiful things coming up. Okay, so having said all of this, we can now go back to gallery view. There we go. So friends, okay, I want to just let you know, if you've been watching and you've been listening to Robert speak, and we've been sharing, Robert and I've been sharing a lot, and I just want to thank you, first of all, Robert. You're amazing, and I adore you so much. I'm so glad that we're becoming friends through this project. It's been just a joy to get to know you more, and thank you for coming to this. And I'm sure we'll be doing more work in the future. There's just so much more to talk about that you just can't squeeze into an hour.
exactly.
Yeah. Truly there is. But I want to leave everybody with a couple of things. First of all, there's a poll coming out for people, just so that we can gauge your experience, and let us know a little bit about how you've been impacted by tonight, so that we can continue to bring you the best quality that we can bring you, and the information that really matters to you the most. And know that your viewing experience has been tremendous, and that you've been impacted also as a performer, as a person, by tonight's event. But I want to leave you all with this. And Robert, our pirate for the night, resident pirate. This is Robert with 2 good eyes. We're going to show you a video of Robert's now. And I love you, Robert. And thank you so much again for being you. And I can't wait to show the world your tremendous spirit. I know so many people know who you are, but a lot of people that are watching tonight might not. And I really just want to leave a little piece of you on the stage here.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
I was born by the river in a little tent, just like the river. I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know the change is gonna come. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's
been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. I go to the movies and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me, boy, you better not hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah. Then I go to my brother. I say, brother, would you help me, please? But my brother, he ends up knocking me back down on my knees. There've been times when I thought I wouldn't last for long. Now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Yeah, been a long time coming, but a change is gonna come.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, Robert, you are something else, my friend.
Thank you.
You're getting all the praise in the chat, I gotta say.
Oh, goodness.
You're getting loved on.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Well, Robert, again, for the world, this is Robert Robinson. Remember this person, remember this name. He's also, you can go to his Facebook page, Robert Robinson Music, and give it a like and follow him there. He does a lot of gigs and a lot of live gigs as well in the Minneapolis area that he'll be posting on that page. So if you can keep up to date with where he is and check in, because a lot of stuff is online right now. So you can also tap in online and keep following Robert. So there's a poll coming up for everybody right now that people can check into and let us know how we're doing. We have next week, we have Cortland Pickens coming, which is going to be super, super cool as well. Another great experience. And we've got more videos for you lined up next week. Robert, is there anything you want to leave our fine people with?
Well, the one thing, the kind of the theme that we've been talking about tonight is about allowing you to be you and to be okay with it and to be safe with it. And I know sometimes environments don't always encourage that, but you need to do that for yourself. If you're going to be a part of that experience, find that moment where you can be you and transcend from there, take it from there, and then roll with it.
You've got to advocate and appreciate.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. For sure.
All the way. Oh, thank you so much again for everybody out there, this is sponsored by the Great Northern Union. I'm the director of Great Northern Union Chorus. What a joy it is to work with these folks every week.
Yeah.
You're welcome to this free webinar every week. Sign up for performancefeast.com. Go there, register, sign up, and you'll get all the information that you need for the entire 12-week series. Robert, it's been a joy, and we'll have you back on the next series that we do for sure, and I'm sure on shows that we do in the future. So
I'm
let's
looking
keep in
forward. I'm
touch.
looking forward to singing live with you guys again.
Oh.
That's what I want to do.
May those days come sooner than later.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. And we'll see you at the next one, Performance Feast, next week, 6:30 Central, right here.
Awesome.
night,
Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you for attending, everybody. And we'll leave this open for the next minute to finish the poll. See you all next week. Okay, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much, Robert.
Thanks so much, Robert. Have a great evening.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mo.
Yep. We'll
Yeah.
talk soon.
Heal
All
up,
right.
okay?
All
Heal
right.
up, buddy.
I will.
All right.
Take
Good
care.
night.